Hello people, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hope you're having a great day today. We are back with another video. Couldn't do the Chelsea game because, I had to work, I had to do some stuff, the university and things like that. So couldn't make a video for that one. I watched the game. I thought it was a good game. I thought that overall we showed during periods in that game that we were the better team, that we were able to dismantle Chelsea very easily. Unfortunately, we allowed them back, and we could have scored more goals. But at the end, Gyokeres scored a goal, which is great to see. He got an assist as well, so Mendy's goal was, for me, the best of the night. Ben White getting a goal as well was very important, in my opinion. And I just wanted to touch on that because after that game, the fan base, I've never seen it so clear as of now, because I've seen the fan base being divided on what Declan Rice did to one of the assistant managers, the fan base talking about Gyokeres and Saka not passing the ball to Gyokeres, and things like that. That basically the reason why Gyokeres is not scoring goals is because the teammates. In my opinion, that has kind of something to do with it. Tactics and players, because we are not able to find him. But that doesn't mean he's not, like, he's doing everything to be found during the games. I think that Victor Gyokeres, even though he's tried to make his runs and do his, implement his play into this team, he's still not doing enough to avoid the criticism. I support the guy because at the end, he's the striker that I wanted us to sign, and the record speaks for itself. Like, he scored 97 goals for Sporting. I know people are going to say that that's a farmers league, but in my opinion, it's one of the best leagues in Europe still. And he does have a good record of scoring goals. He won an individual trophy of the best striker in the world just before he signed for us. So, well, for the season before he signed for us. So we do have a very good striker. He's strong, he's fast for his size, and the goal was a tap in. I don't care. I thought he was in a great spot. Right place, right time. That's what you want from your number 9. Now, I've seen people talk about Saka and the fact that Saka, he's not passing the ball to Gyokeres, he's selfish, he's not doing enough to contribute to the team. I'm one to say that Saka and Noni Madueke should be a fair competition, because in my opinion Noni Madueke has played better than Saka this season. However, we know how Saka is untouchable for a lot of the fans. I don't think all the criticism he's getting after the Chelsea game is fair. At the end, he had a pass and a great option to make a pass to Gyokeres. He decided to cut back, wait for Ben White, pass the ball to Ben White. And yes, we scored that Gyokeres goal because there was a big mistake from Sanchez, the Chelsea goalkeeper. But it turned out well. Ben White made a good cross, there was a mistake, a lucky bounce, and then Gyokeres got the goal. And yes, he was frustrated. It's normal for strikers to be frustrated when they don't receive the ball too much, when they try to make runs and the players are unable to find him. But he got the goal. I think there's a lot of individualities right here in the team, of course, because we have a big team. We have individual players that think that are top in their position, like Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, Victor Gyokeres, Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba. That's what built this team to be as good as we are right now. The major issue that we have, in my opinion, as a team, and because of the way we've played, everyone knows that from open play, we are not good enough. We have our games, like the one against Chelsea, where we scored 2 goals from open play, great goals. And then we go on a drought of open play goals, but we score from set pieces. We know there is a drought from open play. I think as a whole, like, the team has not been able to brush off that open play scenario, because we're not finding Saka, we're not finding Gyokeres. Sometimes we find Martinelli, and then, well, Martinelli's on a drought right now. Of course, well, he scored 3 goals against Portsmouth, but those were from set pieces mostly. Set pieces, let's be fair, all of those goals were from set pieces, or a set piece was part of the build-up. Average Eze being on the bench, we're unable to even give him the ball. So there is an issue right there. At the end, the truth is, no player is bigger than the team. No player is perfect. We're all human beings. We make mistakes. As a fan base, it's fair to criticize players that you don't think are doing great things. What I don't like to see is fans on social media replying when they think differently than another person, replying back straight with an insult and saying, "You fucking bum," or "you..." Well, they say a lot of fucking insults on social media, just because they think that the person that wrote the post was thinking differently. That's what I don't like. That divides the fan base, and I don't know if a lot of these accounts are from actual Arsenal fans, because we've seen before how rival fans create these accounts to make us look even worse. But that's what I don't like. When I see that, I go into social media and I see the fan base divided and talking shit to one another, and they're talking shit to Saka, they're talking shit to Gyokeres. Some of the players don't even want Gyokeres right here. Well, the thing is, bro, he's wearing the shirt. Just support the guy. If he scores a goal, cool, leave it there. He scores a goal. That's his job, to score a goal. If it works for Arsenal Football Club, and let's just say he's on a goal drought, and the goal that he scores is important for us to win a game, I'll take it. Because in the end, I want the best for my team. I want my team to play the best available striker, either if it's Gyokeres, Havertz, or Gabriel Jesus. I don't care. Just get me someone up front that's going to work out. I still think that Gyokeres is going to be the top man. I think he's going to score a lot of goals. He just needs to get a hold of what the team does on the pitch, the tactics, the way we play. We are a team that prioritizes the crossing. We cross the ball too much. We're not crossing the ball with intent. We're literally just crossing for the sake of it, hoping someone's going to be at the end of that cross. That's an issue that I see a lot. But we have players, for example, like Ben White, that try to make a cross, always finding someone, like not just crossing for the sake of it. That's what Ben White does. Jurrien Timber, he doesn't do that. But we know defensively he's better. Offensively, he's more productive, kind of, trying to free Saka and things like that. That's what Timber does. And I don't see the fans divided on that, because at the end, the right position has been working out. Martin Odegaard, I am very critical of him. I don't think he should be the attacking midfielder. I think his position should be number 8. Him and Subimendi should be competing for that position, because whenever Odegaard plays as a number 8, he's very good. And we've seen what a number 8 does for teams, and I'm going to make one example that maybe you are not going to like too much. But Toni Kroos, for example, when he left Madrid, Madrid went to shit. And I think Martin Odegaard plays, or can play, similar to what Toni Kroos was. So, in my opinion, he should be competing against Subimendi for that position. As an attacking midfielder, I don't think he's good enough. The truth is, the manager prefers him. I think the manager has a favoritism for him. I think the Eze treatment has been unfair. Eze should be the starter. Eze should be the guy to lead us onto the attack with his creativity. Or even play on the left. Because on the left, one of the goals that Gyokeres scored against Burnley was because he made an amazing cross. He was able to find Gyokeres and he scored the goal, Victor Gyokeres. The truth is, I criticize players as well. I criticize players that I don't think are good enough for the team, or I don't think had a good game. Martin Odegaard is one of them. I don't think he's captain material. I agree with Tony Adams because he's a legend of the football club. He knows what he's talking about. Mr. Arsenal, forever captain of this football club. And I think the captains should be Declan Rice or Gabriel Magalhaes because they show passion, they show aggression, they defend the players when they need to. They talk with the referee the way they should talk to a referee. So in my opinion, they should be the captains. One of those two, Gabriel Magalhaes or Declan Rice. Declan Rice was the captain of West Ham. He knows what it takes to be a captain. I don't think Odegaard should be the captain of this team. But at the end, we know he's going to play week in, week out. I just need a result. And the truth is, we can criticize Saka. Yes, he hasn't had a good season. Let me just look at the stats. 19 games, 4 goals, 5 assists in 1,426 minutes. And then we go into Victor Gyokeres, 19 games, 5 goals. The truth is, the whole attacking area is lacking goals, is lacking creativity. We're not finding one another. The players are not doing enough to find Victor Gyokeres, to find Bukayo Saka, to find Trossard or Martinelli or Iberici Eze. And Martin Odegaard, to take the ball, has to drop and be very close to the back four to ask for the ball. If not, he will have the same situation that Eze has, which is we're unable to find him, we're unable to pass him the ball. The only reason why Odegaard does that and gets the ball more is because he drops too much. He goes into midfield, he goes into our own area, asks for the ball, tries different things or passes the ball to Saka. And then the truth is, as a whole, as a team, we are struggling to score goals from open play. But other than that, I don't think the fan base should be so divided. We do have our opinions. Just get the insults off, people. Just if you think someone thinks different than you, or you don't agree with the comments, sometimes it's better to just ignore it. I saw an account today or yesterday suspended because Gyokeres scored the goal, and the first thing this account said was that was the worst thing that could have happened for the club. Remember, people, we got the win 3-2 against Chelsea. If Victor Gyokeres doesn't score that goal, we tie a game. We tie the game. If Victor Gyokeres doesn't score that goal, we have to now wait for Chelsea with their hopes up. And because of that goal, and because of the 3-2 and the assist that he gave to Subimendi, we now lead the tie 3-2. We got the win at Chelsea, as we spoke about on my previous video. I wanted us to beat Chelsea. We dominated that game. It was unfortunate that we conceded 2 goals, but I don't think those goals were faults of Kepa. That's another situation, people blaming Kepa. He barely plays, people. Barely plays. And I don't think it was his mistake. But other than that, if a player scores a goal for your team, be happy about it, because that goal is going to lead us to a competition, win, to a cup, whatever. The truth is, we're winning the tie against Chelsea. I'm happy with that result. I think we could have done better offensively. We could have scored 5 goals, but we still won away from home. And now they're going to have to come to us and try and beat us at the place that we have not lost this season, which is the Emirates. So basically, we are in the final. This season, I see a different attitude for this team, except against Liverpool, which is something that I'm very critical of. Another thing, I'm very critical of the manager. I don't think the treatment that he gave to Eze and he's giving to Eze right now is fair. I don't think the way he's handled that situation is good enough. I think his favoritism over Odegaard is awful. And I don't think the changes that he made against Chelsea were good enough until, well, we know what Mourinho came in that game. It was to slow the game down, do some fouls. He helped for the third goal that we scored, so cool. It worked out. But in my opinion, it's unfair to have Eze on the bench all the time. He's the best attacking midfielder that we have. He's better than Odegaard, and if you want to play Odegaard, I think Subimendi and Odegaard do a very similar job, and both as a number 8 will be great. So I'm very critical of the manager because of the 6 seasons that we've had, no trophies, well, just one FA Cup, but hopefully this is the season that he gets it done. Hopefully this is the season that he shows us that when it mattered, he can deliver, and the team in general. So just wanted to touch on that. I know the fan base is divided a lot, and it's a situation that I'm not happy. When I go into social media and I see people just fighting, saying bad words to each other and wishing bad things to our players, I don't think that's good. And I wanted to say that no player is untouchable. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We make mistakes. Saka is not perfect. I know he's been at the club for a long time. He was, when he came into the team, the best player that we had, even as a younger. And the truth is, this season has been rough for him. I think Noni Madueke has shown better attributes attacking-wise, other than the finishing. The finishing is awful from Madueke. I know he was very criticized when he came into the team, but in my personal opinion, Saka and Noni Madueke have been kind of similar in terms of performances. I just like the way Madueke handles the attack, how he goes at defenders and creates danger situations for us, with the exception of the finishing. So at the end of the day, when you are a big club, you have competition in the squad. If you have to drop a player like Saka because he's not playing well enough, it's fair to do it because we want the best for our team. What I want to say is no player is untouchable. And when a player is having a tough time, you need to support the guy. You can disagree with a lot of things, like for me, for example, disagreeing with Odegaard being the main attacking midfielder, but at the end of the day, I know the manager is going to play him every single game, and I just want to win the games. That's it. I don't like the treatment that Everett is getting, but we have to handle it. I'm not working at the football club, and at the end, we're first place in the Champions League, the Premier League. We're fighting for the Carabao Cup, and we're fighting for the FA Cup. And without further to say on that note, what I expect against Nottingham Forest is a team that's going to show me again that we can score from open play, that we can score set pieces, that we're going to now have free movement. I expect free movement on the attacking areas against Nottingham Forest. I want the team to go at it from the first minute of the game, and hopefully in the second half kind of relax once the game is done. Hopefully we're going to score 2 goals in the first half. That's what I expect. And then in the second half we can relax kind of. And I know the team previous games have test the waters in the first half and then go into the second half and destroy the team. I'm hoping for the opposite this game. I thought that the Chelsea game gave us that power that we needed to now show that we can destroy teams the 90 minutes, or at least 70 minutes of the 90. But I expect the team to go forward from the first minute, just demolish Nottingham Forest. I'm hoping to see Eze play. I want to see Eze play. He needs some minutes. He needs to free himself, kind of, and I'm hoping that the manager is going to help him because he's the best attacking midfielder that we have. He's just having a rough time. All the new signings are, with the exception of the defenders, of course. Well, they've had injuries, so Nketiah and Mosquera, even though they've played very well, they've had tough times this season due to injuries, so all the new signings are having a tough time. Let's be fair. Gyokeres has not been what we expected. Noni Madueke, the finishing product is not there, but all of the signings that we've had, just Subimendi has been good, even though at some points in this season he's done mistakes and we've conceded because of it. But at the end, we're first in the league, we're first in the Champions League, and we're competing for every single possible title that we can get. So I've been critical of the manager. I know I've been critical of it. I don't agree with a lot of the things he does, but he's had us in a good spot. I just want the guy to show us that we can get there, that we can win competitions, and hopefully this is the season. Now, on to what to expect for the transfer window. I don't think we're going to do too much. Man City were ahead of us in Semenyo and also Mark Guehi. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, but I still think that what we did in the previous transfer window before the season started was good enough. We just need to strengthen on the defensive areas because of injuries. Mosquera, Hincapié, Calafiori. So Luis Escali hasn't been good so far this season. So I think that we need defenders because attacking wise we have a bunch of options. Havertz is back, Jesus is back, Gyokeres, hopefully we'll get him firing. Bukayo Saka, we know he's having a tough season, but we have Noni Madueke as an option there. I do think we need a left wing, but even though we have there Every Chiese, we have Martinelli and Trossard who can play in that position. And I think that we need to go into the transfer window and hopefully get a defender. And just because of the injuries that we've had. And Ben White is an injury-prone player as well, so we need to think about that. But other than that, people, just hopefully I'll see you tomorrow after the game against Forest. Well, it's Saturday, so I'm basically going to do a video after the game. Just please stop with the insults, stop criticizing each other. It's fair to criticize players like Saka, it's fair to criticize players like Gyokeres, it's fair to criticize players like Martin Odegaard. Just don't go over the top for it. Don't insult each other because of it. It's fair, we're human beings, players make mistakes as well, so Saka is not perfect, nor Gyokeres, nor Odegaard, or anyone at the football club. The thing is, well, you are fair to criticize when it's a mistake that's done over and over again. If a player is making a mistake, or even the manager is making a mistake over and over and over again, it's fair to criticize it. But without further to say, people, I'm hoping to win tomorrow. I'm going for a 3-0 win against Forest. And not going to say the scores because I have no idea. Anyone can score from set pieces or hopefully open play goals. I'm just going to say one set piece, 2 open play goals, and that's it. But yeah, people, without further to say, thank you guys for hearing this. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow after the game, and hopefully it's going to be a great win. Bye bye.